What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about the death of Halo because Xbox has just announced that they're completely rebranding the developers that make Halo, which is 343 Industries. They're trying to restructure, they're abandoning the Halo engine, they're just trying to rebuild it, and I want to make a video very carefully explaining why I feel like this isn't going to work, why it seems like Xbox killed Halo. And I want to talk. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So 3 days ago, I was working on my Silent Hill review and stuff like that, and I remember this news broke, but a lot of people have been asking for my take on it, which is essentially that 343 Industries has been completely restructured from the ground up. They're giving up on the Slipstream Engine, which is what Halo's been made on. They released this Unreal Engine 5 trailer for it, and they essentially said, we understand your frustration with Halo, and we're going to do better in the future. Now, I want to make it clear, I'm not going to be attacking any specific individual developers. I've seen a lot of people not just mad about this announcement, but I've seen people actually tracking down like random people that just happen to work at Halo Studios and sending them like hate and stuff like that. Now, my problem is with the management and how they've handled this brand. I grew up very obsessed with Halo. I feel like Master Chief, the Xbox, I feel like these are so synonymous. The original Halo games, especially 1, 2, 3, those not just were incredibly fun games, they were some of the first online shooters I ever played in my life. I actually used to compete in Halo tournaments, but I feel like part of the fun of it was the grander scale of it. Not only were the stories cool, was the world cool, but it also just felt great that there were like tie-in novels. There was Halo books, there was Halo comics, and they were just as good. But now, in 2024, the game is dead. Halo Infinite at this point is a skid mark. It's forgotten. Their pivot to trying to make Halo open world ended up making the most bland story ever. It seemed to make $0. They made freaking free-to-play Halo multiplayer, which everybody has just completely abandoned at this point. My frustration is the fact that everything that made Halo great, from the cool stories, to the cool characters, to the constantly jumping planets and solar systems, defending Earth and stuff like that, it's just gone. Like, this rebrand may end up being good in some aspect, but at this point, I think I am confused by the blind trust of it, because a lot of Xbox fans, and I'm not even bashing on them, but a lot of people are just instantly saying, heck yeah, they're finally going to fix Halo. And I don't know how you guys can trust them. Like, 343 Industries, Microsoft, allowed the incredibly awful Halo TV show to exist with storylines that don't make sense. Naked Master Chief, like, it's annoying as a person that grew up with Halo to watch it just get worse and worse and worse. Like, I did not hate Halo 4 and 5, but they definitely felt like bigger steps down. The beginning of the 343 Industries saga, I feel like even at the beginning, it was not very good. These early visuals look very detailed. Can't wait to see how the next game in the series turns out, how it's going to run in that next engine change. You're not going to see this game for years and years and years. I mean, this is the exact same company, yeah, but also additionally, with how long game dev takes, I think you're not even going to see an actual Halo trailer. You're not going to see a single bit of controller-in-hand gameplay until the next Xbox comes out, if there is a next Xbox. I think part of my frustration with this is that it's not only that they killed Halo, it's not even that they liquidated the first Xbox game I ever got. I had a friend named Matt B. Matt B's, what was his grandfather? It was like his grandfather or like a great uncle passed away, and he inherited like $10,000 in 2002, which was insane money. So he bought a Ford Mustang, which at the time was, I think, like $6,000, and he bought me an Xbox. And he bought me an Xbox because I was dirt poor and we were best friends, and he decided to do me a very solid move, and he wanted somebody to play Halo with. So I got my first copy of anything on Xbox ever was Halo. and we used to play it for thousands and thousands of hours. When I think about the Xbox, I think about Halo. And now, but if you look at like the Halo, but now if you look at Xbox, they're not even talking about Xbox. Xbox now is just this vague, nebulous brand. It's a Fire Stick, it's a controller, it's Game Pass. I think I'm annoyed that if you even click like the Xbox Twitter account, they don't even talk about Halo anymore. Halo just doesn't exist to Microsoft. And I guess I'll never be able to get over that. Now, the other aspect of it is they're talking a lot about how this will make it easier and better to make future games. They'll have better graphics, they'll have sharper visuals, and that may be the case. I've actually heard that Unreal Engine 5 is easy to work in, or easier to work in than their previous engine, which was called Slipstream. But I think part of this comes down to the fact that I'm seeing articles like this that are kind of blowing up. There was this big article where this guy essentially broke down the fact that Halo has grown stale, that they're trying to make stuff that's just about updates and patches instead of full finished products that are actually fun to play. For better or worse, Halo cannot leave things behind. They are Halo. You can't rebrand Master Chief, the Covenant, the Flood, the Forerunners, the Spartans. These things are best known quantities. They are part of what makes Halo good. And I see a lot of people saying this: Microsoft will never let Halo die, and that strikes me as tragic. The best stories have endings. I partially agree with that. I think this article is making a lot of Xbox people very, very, very mad, and I honestly think a lot of their anger is justified. But here was the one I actually really thought was great. I actually like this a lot, which is that Halo always has and always will have gigantic potential, both in stories and in gameplay, that are criminally underexploited. They have rich lore. There's big enough stuff to make RPGs or even an MMORPG. The scale is large enough to make grand strategy. The material is all there for those who love the IP. My problem is that I don't think Microsoft loves the IP. If I'm wrong, totally feel free to clip this. Totally feel free to remember the timestamp. This is October 9th, 2024. If this comes out in 2028 or 2029 and it ends up completely being awesome, I will happily take the L. I mean, I make a series called I Was Wrong, where I totally don't mind being wrong, especially if a game is better than I expected. I think a lot of times if a game ends up completely exploding the expectations, that's a good thing. I want every game to be good. But at this point, I feel like what Halo lacks is not an engine. It's not a huge budget. What Halo lacks is passion. When I was a kid reading those old Halo books or playing Halo for the first time, trying to beat it on the hardest difficulty and stuff like that, it felt like the world was real. It felt like this actual cool universe that you wanted to figure out. The mysteries of the Forerunner and talking about the goals of the Covenant and stuff like that. It was effective not just because of the mystery of it. It was the fact that I feel like the passion of the developers, the rawness of their creativity of the world they made, it really shone through. And now it's just gone. I do not trust the management at Microsoft to actually make a game as good as Halo deserves. I did see this tweet as well. People are saying it's still 343, don't have a damn clue about what they're talking about. Halo Studios hasn't been 343 Industries since Pierre took over and all the old management got gutted. The old 343 has been dead for a very long time. This is just the nail in the coffin. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. A lot of people have been talking about it, so it does seem like it is real. But my thing is the fact that I want to see results. I think Microsoft is still doing good stuff here and there. I am still very excited for Stalker. I am literally chomping at the bit. Perhaps my most hyped game for 2025 is going to be Doom: The Dark Ages. So I'm not claiming that everything that Xbox touches just instantly turns to smoke. My problem is that Halo, at this point, even if the next game is good, how can you actually make it profitable unless you put it on PlayStation or something like that? And my point is the fact that if they spend another couple $100 million rebooting Halo again, because Infinite was already supposed to be sort of a reboot, the beginning of the next 10-year plan, Can they really salvage this a second time? Can they really completely reconstruct it, throw it on Game Pass, and make their money back? I don't think they can. I want to end this video with something very random. I talked about passion. And I feel like passion is an aspect that people just don't really get into very often. And reason part of that I made this video is because I saw this random trailer for a game called Maple Story. I backed this at the $25 level. It's very cute. I really liked, what the heck was that called? Link's Awakening. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening as a kid, so I really like Game Boy style graphics. This is being made by one person who's making the graphics, the engine, the combat. He even learned to make music and stuff like that. There's cute little music in the trailer. I'm bringing this up not just because I hope this, comes out because I want to play it, but additionally, this is the passion that I think the game series is based on. That I feel like Halo was best when it had that rawness, when it had that feeling that they needed it to be a hit. Whereas now it just feels like a brand. Maybe that doesn't even make sense. I don't know. I'm just saying that the people that are blindly trusting Halo, that are just saying, yeah, the last 5 games will suck, but the next one's finally going to get it right. I envy your trust. But these have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. If this video somehow gets 3,000 likes, I'll film the next video without my hat on. And let me tell you, brothers, I'm pretty bald. I shaved my head today. You want to see how bald I am? 3,000 likes. That's the rule. In the first 3 days. I don't want to wait 6 months to see if this gets 3K likes. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.